In the first part of this series, I'd mentioned that emotes don't really do anything, and that's, well, it's mostly true, but not entirely accurate. There are actually a couple things you can do with some of the emotes. For instance, if you have a survivor with you who you're not quite friends with,
good stuff.
You can cheer them on when they kill a zombie to gain trust and emotional support. So Sean, I really like how you handled that frying pan there. That was some good stuff. We're well on our way to becoming good friends. I can already tell. Also, if you look in the bottom left with the minimap, whenever you taunt, there's a little ring of noise around you. So I guess maybe you could use that for a distraction mission or something if you didn't have any firecrackers or a car. Just scream at the zombies to get their attention. That's a mature thing to do. Besides that, I don't believe the emotes have any function, like agreeing or disagreeing. I don't think agreeing with a zombie is gonna do anything. Anyway, we are pretty far south on the map. After hearing the judge's radio transmissions, I figure it's time to head on down to the courthouse. And see, Alan was all upset about driving cars, and I just totally snuck by those zombies over there. That horde wasn't even alerted. They had no idea I was idling by. I'm not gonna lie, viewers, it kinda stings. They called me a dumbass for wanting to drive. That's not something you get over very easily. And, oh, yeah, new neighbors.
All due respect, Your Honor, we're stretched too thin as it is. You got half my guys guarding the dispensary instead of out there pushing these things back.
I understand the difficulties, Sheriff, but I don't know what you expect me to do about it. We only have so many trained officers left, and I'm not comfortable with the prospect of arming civilians for this kind of work.
If you'd let me start training them,
We'll discuss this later, Sheriff. We have a visitor. Welcome. I suppose you've heard our broadcasts? Well, it's all true. We have a safe, secure society here, governed by the rule of law. Walk with me. I'll explain.
You have a society? I'm sorry. What exactly happened to the United States while I wasn't looking?
Look around. We're facing a disaster of unprecedented scale. We have no way of knowing how widespread it is or how long it will take federal authorities to respond. Until they do, we have to look out for ourselves. It may not be the most constitutionally traditional succession, but it's all we have.
All we have. The army's camped just across the river.
Yes, and other than vaguely threatening radio broadcasts, they've made no attempt to contact us or provide relief efforts to the civilian government. Meanwhile, ordinary citizens like yourselves are living in fear. Fear of the dead. Fear of the criminal element that sees this as an opportunity to prey on their fellow man. Fear of the uncertain future of our nation. But it doesn't have to be that way. And of course, all firearms will be surrendered. Only duly appointed law enforcement officers are allowed to go armed.
Right. Well, thanks for the offer. But we're doing just fine on our own. And I'm damn sure not surrendering my weapon when the streets are full of flesh-eating dead people.
I'm very sorry to hear that. We'd certainly prefer it if people joined us freely, before the issue has to be forced.
Is that a threat?
Just a reminder that the Wild West doesn't last forever.
don't take it personal. She's under a lot of strain. We're penned in pretty good by these things, and like you might have heard, we're short-handed. Tell you what, help me clear some of these problem areas out, and I'll vouch for you. Put in a good word, maybe set up some kind of trade arrangement.
This guy's pretty reasonable. I like Carl, but you don't basically order a group of survivors to just abandon their guns in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. There's no way that's happening.
told you this was a mistake. Jack should have known better than to go off alone.
You want to go home?
I didn't say that. Just, he should have known better is all.
Heads up. We got a visitor.
Oh, hi. I don't want to brag, but I think that was a pretty kick-ass first impression.
Guess we bit off a little more than we could chew. Don't suppose you'd be willing to give us a hand?
I'm on it.
We appreciate it. Last we heard from him, Jack should be somewhere in this vicinity. Let's get looking.
Roger that.
This is a missing survivor mission. This one is plot-related, but it happens pretty frequently outside of the story where a survivor will just wander away from your home base and you have to escort them back. And like the distraction missions, you kind of want to do these because if you don't, there is a pretty good chance that the missing survivor will be killed. Bob, we haven't even finished exploring the first house. We have like 5 houses to explore. It's not gonna take that much time.
All quiet here.
And what happens if we get ganked, huh? You think Becca's gonna send even more guys after us? 'Cause I don't.
Bob, he's been gone for like 5 minutes. Once you explore every room of a house, it will rule it out. But that's not particularly interesting to watch, so let's maybe cut out all the fluff.
Anybody?
Freaking great. I told you this was a stupid idea.
Look, we're not going home until we find Jack.
Hey, are you in there?
Holy shit, am I glad to see you guys.
You didn't think we were going to leave you out here, did you?
How did you even find me anyway?
We had a little help.
I don't know what to say. I'm not sure I would have survived out here on my own. We'll follow you.
Let's move.
I think it's pretty telling that Bob isn't saying anything at this point. He's just hoping that nobody mentions that he wanted to leave Jack behind less than a minute ago. Haha, Jack, my main man. I am really glad you're okay, and I totally did not want to abandon you to zombies. That is not a thing that I did. That's not a thing I would ever do. Did Quentin tell you that? Because everybody knows that Quentin is a pathological liar. Jack, my best friend. And hey, look, I found this really fast car. I think it is probably the best in the game, and it's... Oh. It's only a 2-seater. You know, I'm starting to think maybe Bob had the right idea. Maybe we shouldn't have gotten Jack. Maybe we should just leave Quentin behind, too. It actually would be possible to just drive back to their home with them hoofing it behind us, but I guess I should get a 4-seater.
To the left.
So what happened anyway?
Oh man, I was stupid. I was searching this garage for some gas for the generators when I heard some of those cops from the courthouse start coming up the street. I mean, I don't know, maybe they would have left me alone, but I heard those broadcasts. I didn't want to take any chances. So I jumped out the back window. And of course, what happens? I land right in the middle of a goddamn horde. You're kidding me. I managed to get clear, but they were right on my ass, and I was low on ammo. All I could do was hole up in an empty house and hope that they got bored.
I don't know why, but I feel that was some really weird voice acting just then. Well, there was a zombie horde, and wouldn't you know it, I was all out of ammo. Oh, well, shucky darns.
That's our place. Thanks again for all the help. Hey, why don't you come inside? Least we can do is feed you.
Quinn, Oh, thank God. If you ever do something that incredibly stupid again, I will kill you, okay?
Hi, Becca.
Don't you hi Becca me with your aw shucks small town charm. I can't believe you. We need to stay close to home.
Jack could have died out there. I couldn't risk that.
No, you just risked everything we have by leaving this place undefended. But I'm glad you're home safe.
Well, you can thank our friend here for that. We'd have been in real trouble otherwise.
Okay, I admit it. I'm impressed. You happy? I just saw that truck again. I think they're watching us.
Any idea who they are?
No, but they're none of the people we usually trade with.
Hey, don't sweat it. If they try anything, I'll protect you.
Dude, I can protect myself just fine.
Okay, then. Well, you can protect me, too. I'm not proud.
Need something?
So this is the Grange. We'll be doing a bunch of missions for these guys in the future. I'd mentioned in an earlier video that some enclaves of neighbors that you come across will eventually want to move in with you and others won't. The Grange is one that I'm pretty sure will never move in with you, regardless of how much they trust you. Another group that doesn't want to move in with you would be like the Wilkersons, who we've heard about but we have not met yet, very soon. And actually, I guess this is worth mentioning. The first group of neighbors I encountered in, I believe, part 3, with the Juggernaut, and I had to barricade their windows, they are all dead. Turns out the game keeps running the simulation while it's offline, and it will use up resources while you're not playing, which is fine, like you can accommodate for that. But also, survivors can go missing while you're offline, and I hadn't played for a couple days, and I logged back in, and I got a notice saying, hey, by the way, these guys are all dead, and you can recover their stuff and bring it back to your base if you want. So, I think after a while, after I gained enough trust with them, they would have moved in with me, because they were just kind of random survivors. But that's not happening now. Oops. As of this recording, there was a patch pretty recently where I think they kind of made that stuff not quite as punishing. It's a bit more forgiving now, but yeah. R.I.P. neighbors.